Hey everybody, it's Nicole coming at you with a Halloween DIY. You know me. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this tray. Super simple, super easy, and super cheap. So let's get started. What you're going to need is one of these plastic trays that you can find at Dollar Tree. I picked up the black one because of the effect that I was going for. They have black, purple, and orange. And I'm pretty sure you could probably do the same effect with the other two colors. Or if you want to do this and they don't have black, then you can actually get the orange or the purple and spray paint it and then follow the other steps. So let's get started. All right, what we need besides that is some metallic paint. You can either get the metallic silver paint or do like I did and mix the metallic pearl white and the metallic, or it's called sequin black paint together. And these are folk art paints. I think I got these at either, you know what? Yeah, Michael's or Joann's or something, but Walmart has these. And then you'll need like some sort of red paint and a gloss black paint. You really want gloss because you want sort of a shine to the finished product, and I'll explain that once I get there. Don't use any matte and don't use chalk. I mean, unless that's the kind of tray you're going for, knock yourself out. But this is going to be gloss paints in this right here. So, okay. Then I'm also going to use, I am going to use this patent leather red paint. But again, you do not have to have the patent leather paint. But if you want it, I got this at Hobby Lobby and it's $2.99 a bottle. But you don't have to use this. You can use the red gloss and the black gloss. Okay. Then you'll need some sort of sponge. It could be a makeup sponge. I actually did the first one with one of the little makeup wedges. So you know, any kind of sponge will do. And I have just a paintbrush here just in case. And then of course a little plastic foam plate to mix everything on. And then I just have a cup of water here just in case for like the brush or whatever. So what we want to do is get your metallics. If you're just using the silver metallic, you don't have to do this step, but I didn't have any. So I'm just going to mix some black paint and the pearl white together to get that silver color. So it's going to be more white to black. Alright, and I'm just going to use the base of this brush here and sort of mix it. And as you see, we're getting that metallic-y color, sort of a gunmetal color. And that's what I was going for because I want it to look like a metal tray, because this tray is what I'm planning on putting my potion bottles, and I'm going to make maybe another one, so I'll have 3 and maybe put one on my bar cart. But yeah, so we have this nice little metallic-y color going here. So I'm going to finish mixing it because I see a few little white streaks in it. And then we're just going to stipple this on the tray. So I'm just going to wipe the excess off here, off this brush onto the sponge. And then tap that on. And this is all you're going to do. You're just going to tap it because you want texture to it, again, so it'll look like metal. You're going to cover the whole thing. Make sure you kind of get down into the crevices and things like that. There we go. So as you can see, let me move this over a little bit. It's taking on the look of metal. And you just sort of sponge paint. You know, we did this in school, so it's not hard at all. There we go. And this won't take long. And as you go over the surface of the tray, the surfaces that you did previously will dry. It dries pretty quickly. And by the way, this sponge is damp. You want to dampen your sponge. Well, the makeup sponge I did not, because it absorbs a lot. But this little sea sponge or whatever this is, I did dampen it. So if you have one of these, I would definitely suggest damping it. But the makeup one I didn't. So, yeah. Going into that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this. And then when I come back, we'll move on to the next step. So you get the idea of what to do. So when we come back, like I said, we'll move on. Okay, y'all, so the tray is dry and you see the effect, let's see, that the, I guess, sea sponge right here had when I did the stippling effect with the paint versus on the first one, I actually used a makeup wedge or makeup sponge, and you get a different texture, obviously, but you can use any kind of technique you want to use, a brush or whatever, but I'm just showing you the difference. Okay, so now what we want to do is embellish. So as you can see on this one, I did the hand and a few drops of red paint to simulate like a bloody hand and little drops of blood or splatters of blood around it. So on this one, I want to do it a little bit differently because where I plan on displaying them in the house, they'll be in two different areas. So one will, you know, I think it should have a different look. So what I'm going to do is mix up a little paint, and I'm going to take my little Dollar Tree plates that I got on clearance, and I'm gonna mix my paint up. So I'm gonna use this patent leather paint that I got from Hobby Lobby in red. It's called, well, actually it's called Garnet. So it's a little deeper than red. So I'm gonna put a little bit out, and this was $2.99. And what I like about it is the fact that it has a really high shine like patent leather. So I want that wet look, I guess, if you will. So that's why I'm using that. And then I'm gonna add just a drop of the same paint but in black to sort of deepen it just a little bit. It's a little, yeah, there we go. It's kind of a little light for me. So I'm gonna take this brush handle and kind of mix that together to give it a deeper red color. And I may have put a little too much black in there, so what I'm gonna do is add a little bit more red to it. It may be a little too dark. We'll see once I get finished. So, yeah. Here we go. Actually, no, that's pretty good. I like that color red. Okay. So, what I want to do, let me set this to the side here real quick. What I want to do is actually put the handprints on the side as if you were picking up the tray and you had bloody hands. So what I'm going to do is actually paint one hand, the palm, because that's the part that's gonna grab, and then stick both together and then just do it. So let me do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my hand. So it's a messy project, so make sure you're not answering the phone or nobody's gonna call or whatever, or have somebody around that can do it for you. So yeah, so I'm gonna take a bigger brush that I have here on hand and paint my hand. So it's gonna be like that. So I'm gonna do this whole side because I want that effect. And this is Halloween, so have fun, y'all. So I'm gonna really goop it on. Especially, whoops, I'm sorry, I'm out of camera. I'm making sure I get my palm like so. Looks kind of gross. Oh my gosh, ha, I love it. Okay, so I'm just gonna press the two together to get the paint on this hand and go over it a little bit more. So you got to be a little creative, or you could have somebody involved help you out here. So I'm gonna go over this side with this hand, this paint. There we go. Because I want to use all this paint to get the effect that I want. Okay. So here we go. We're just gonna pick it up and press our hands down as if we were picking up the tray. So here we go. And get a good imprint or a good impression from your hand. And there we go. And then, oh, I'm lifting up some of the paint. Even though this is dry, this is plastic, so that will happen. But I'm just gonna kind of do it again to get the paint off. Just pressing my palm down like so. And see, I'm picking up more paint, but I could touch that up. Not a problem. Okay. So, with the brush, I'm just gonna go over it a little bit like so. There we go, where that paint lifted. But yeah, you just keep that in mind. This is plastic, and so if you're painting with acrylic paints on top of it, that's gonna happen. So again, I'm just gonna kind of go over this again, so because I want a really good imprint. There we go. And kind of roll it. Okay. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Put some more paint on my hand. And roll. Put the brush down so I can hold it steady. And roll. There we go. Okay. And then I'm just gonna touch up again where that lifted. So, and I'm glad that happened, so you guys can actually see what may happen, because crafting is not always perfect. Okay, so yeah, I like that. Let me go over my thumb. I love that part. Let's see my thumb print. Okay, there we go. All right, so I can actually get a good impression of my thumb in it. Okay, so there we go. So what I want to do is go wash my hands and clean off the brush, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna embellish this a little bit more. So see you in a few. Okay, y'all, I am back. I've washed my hands. So what I've done is mixed up some more red paint, and I'm taking the back of a paintbrush, and now I just want to add a few little drips or drops of blood. On the other one, let me show you what I did. I actually kind of just mixed it up really loosely and sort of let it drip right here on this one. But this time I figured I'd be a little more controlled with it. So I'm just going to use the paintbrush, and I'm just kind of scooping it on the back of the paintbrush like so, where I get a nice big glob of paint. And I don't know if you could see that, but a nice big glob. And then I'm just kind of just letting it fall and sort of drop or touch it to the surface ever so lightly and let it kind of do its own thing, like that one right there. And hopefully, let's see if we can zoom you in a little bit. Let you see how that's dripping a little. And I'm gonna let this dry overnight, because what happens is it settles and it'll sort of dry flat. It's from what I learned with the other one. But I'm just doing this in sort of a controlled way so that it looks as though blood was dripping from the hand when it picked up the tray. So yeah, and yeah, just adding it to this side of the tray. So if you have it on display, you can put whatever items in the tray, and then you know, this side will be exposed. So like if you put this towards the wall, this side, you can see the little drops in the hands, like they set it on the bar or set it on the whatever, you know. Anywho, but yeah, So, so I'm just kind of doing my little thing here and dropping it on like so. There we go. So once I finish this, we'll look at the finished product. So see you in a bit again.